89.7 WTBR FM, Pittsfield.
Welcome to Ham on WTBR, the all-inclusive ham radio show for hams and non-hams alike. Be part of the show. Contact us on www.facebook.com/HamJamTV. And now the hosts of the show, Peter and Jessica. Ham on.
And good morning from a very cold Pittsfield,
everybody.
Massachusetts in Berkshire County. This
cold.
is Ham On.
Oh, yes. Good morning, everybody, from, of course, WTBR. And, yes, it's bitterly freaking cold today. It is freezing. Woof.
Next Tuesday, we'll get this out early. Next Tuesday is the WTBR On Air fundraiser.
Yes, and our bake sale. Go ahead and come on, guys. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. We also have cupcakes, too.
Yes,
yay.
we'll be out in the Spectrum lobby out here, and we'll be doing the bake sale to help raise money for this beautiful radio station, WTBR FM in Pittsfield. We don't have a topic today. We have a subject today. A subject, and we'll get to the subject in a little bit.
Yes,
he's anxious to get on the air. We can see it. So we're going to start off. I know you have news. You always have news. So.
Oh, yes, I always have news. I am the newsiest person, I guess. Let me see. W1AW. I forget what call sign that is. Call sign.
That's ARR headquarters in Newington, Connecticut.
Yeah, thank you. To commemorate 90th anniversary of first amateur radio signals to span the Atlantic, December 11th marks the 98th anniversary of the successful AARL transatlantic test in 1921. Organized to see if low-power amateur stations could be heard across the U.S. using shortwave frequencies, i.e. above 20 meters. So 20 meters is low frequency?
20 meters is HF, high frequency, 14 megahertz.
They said low here. Low-powered.
Low power.
Oh, low-powered.
QRP.
Shortwave frequencies.
Shortwave frequencies, 14 megahertz.
Oh, okay. So shortwave is 200 meters, huh?
What?
It's right here. And it says IE, above 200 meters to shortwave frequency.
Yeah, it's 14 megahertz is 20 meters, so it's way so 7 megahertz is 40 meters, 3 megahertz is 80 meters.
See, this is why you tell me
the
this.
military frequencies are like 4 megahertz, 5 megahertz, 6 megahertz
okay.
if you work Mars.
See? See? Non-ham, ham. Non-ham, ham. This is why we do this.
This is why we do this.
And Mars would be what, the military radio?
Military affiliate radio service, and hopefully I'll have somebody on the show from Mars at some point.
As I was saying,
besides me.
On that day, a message transmitted by a group of radio club of American members at 1BCG in Greenwich, Connecticut, was copied by Paul Goodley to ZE in Scotland. Wow, that would be what, Skip?
Mm-hmm. That's our propagation when it works.
Oh, okay. When it works.
When the sunspots are active.
When you have sunspots. While the first two-way contact will not take place until 1921 or 1923, the 1921 transatlantic success marked the beginning of what would become routine communication between U.S. radio amateurs and those in the parts of the world, literally the birth of DX. So, Morse code?
Birth of DX. DX is long-distance communication.
Oh, okay.
not just going across the street, and this is going,
Oh, no,
across.
CW is code.
Yeah,
That's
CW
where I
is
get
code.
confused on letters. That's where I get confused
You've done
on the
this
letters.
show for 11 weeks. You should know the difference now. Don't worry.
I get confused on the letters.
Don't worry. We have a show coming up. We'll have K2 Sean in here, K2NEL, who's going to explain
he'll-
everything about Morse code. And he's actually going to do our July 1st or our January 1st show.
June, huh?
Get on with it. I got something to talk about.
Thinking of warm weather already, huh?
Get on with it.
To commemorate this amateur radio milestone, Maxim Memorial Station A1AW will be on air throughout the day, December 11th, by volunteer operators. The goal is to encourage contacts between radio amateurs in the U.S. and Europe, while showcasing the significance of transmission that pioneer global communication and lay the groundwork for technology widely used today. The event will run 1100 until 00 UTC. So regular time frame, that would be what?
No clue. I still have problems converting UTC to Eastern Standard Time. Just go with the UTC. The hams.
That's what I did.
The hams already know what the UTC time is.
Yeah, it's 1300 until 00. So I'm guessing 12 to midnight.
Well, 000 is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But
Oh,
that's
okay.
beside the point.
I'm sorry. I was thinking military.
Yeah, go on.
Some details are still being worked out, but operation will focus on 40 meters and 20 meters single sideband. Contact Clark Dugart, N1BCG, for more information on that and the event. That's what I got for that one.
Okay, thank you.
And you?
We have a little learning thing here. We like to teach on this show.
Oh, yes, we do.
So we're going to teach you that where you think magnetic north is really not there. Allow me to explain.
Oh, really?
It's likely in school your first physics lesson was around magnetism. Playing with magnets is an easy way to start the conversation around science. One thing you learn in school is that the opposite magnets attract, a north pole to a south pole, and so on. A compass is a simple magnet with a north and south pole. So the north pole of the compass is attracted to the south magnetic pole of the Earth. This means that the Earth's north magnetic pole is currently at the bottom of the Earth. Also, while we're on the subject, the magnetic field lines that leave a magnet are defined as being the north pole of that magnet. So on top of the planet, the magnetic field lines enter the Earth, and at the bottom of the planet, they leave the Earth. That definition of north and south was the first to be used, and it was pretty successful in getting sailing ships all around the globe. Since then, the definition has changed into defining the poles as the points around which the Earth rotates on its axis. The North Pole is one on your left as you face the rising sun. So the North Pole that you and I talk about in a day-to-day conversation refers to an imaginary point where the Earth rotates around you and you stay still, ignoring for a moment that the Earth is hurling around the sun, and the sun is moving around in the solar system, and the solar system is moving in the Milky Way galaxy. And it's moving inside the universe, turtles all the way down. In case you're wondering how fast you're moving when you're standing still, in an order of 360 kilometers per second in relation to the cosmic background radiation. By the time you finish this, you have moved about 100,000 kilometers from where you started. The subtle difference between the definition of north being related to the magnetic pole and the rotation axis means that there's a difference when your compass points and where north is. You probably already knew this. You might not know that the amount of distance between both the magnetic poles and the rotation poles change over time. The magnetic poles of the Earth are constantly moving. That's pretty straightforward, but there's more. The Earth's magnetic field isn't pretty. It's not at all straight lines and unicorns. It's messy, very messy, and the mess is moving. Normally, there's a new map published every 5 years, but sometimes that's not enough to account for the movement. For example, in early 2019, a new map was published about a sequence of to account for changes that were larger than expected. Why the map, you ask? Because field lines are not straight, you'll find all manner of weird shapes and swirls. This means that wherever you are on the Earth, your compass is pointing in a different direction, because it's not pointing at the magnetic pole. It's aligned with the magnetic field line, which could be as much as 20 degrees off. in either direction. So 40 degrees error could make you completely miss Australia as you're sailing around the planet. If this is beginning to sound a little familiar, you might consider our sun. Every sunspot is a magnetic pole. They come in pairs: the magnetic north pole, where the magnetic field leaves the sun, and the magnetic south pole, where it enters the sun. If you come across the impact of the sun on radio communications and the ionosphere, you'll already know that the sun is a turbulent place. Sunspots come and go. They move around. There's circles within circles, solar minima, maxima, pole reversals, lots of stuff that makes this a veritable feast.
Along with corona mass ejections.
The Earth is doing this too, not as fast, not as hard, and not as big as the sun, but measurable and rich. Source of research of geophysicists and geologists, since we can even figure out the magnetic field on Earth reverses itself, has done this many times, just like the sun. So next time you get the question, where's north, check out the magnetic declination map for your location. You may be surprised where your compass is pointing. It's almost certainly not north. So just so you, we like to teach. We really like to teach. Last week we played the CQ song. I found another one. Because I'm like this.
Of course you found another one.
So we're actually going to play this one. This is called Ham Shack. So we're going to play the song, and then we'll be back in.
Is that anything like Love Shack?
And we'll be back in just a moment. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Herman made his final payment on his MasterCard. $40,000. Man, that ham worked hard. Then the worst that could happen in a blink of an eye. Lightning hit his ham shack, and all his gear got fried. He was at China buffet when his son called with the news. He almost choked on his egg roll. His insurance was overdue. He's got the ham shack. He's got the ham shack blues. It's a lonely Friday night, and that man is wanting to rag you. Well, he's as bold as can be. Read every issue of his favorite magazine, CQ. He's got the ham shack. He's got the ham shack blues. His insurance agent said, "I'm sorry, friend. Well, Herman learned the hard way how his perfect world could end. Then his wife even left him. She said his tears wouldn't stop, even when she had that bypass. He never shed a drop. He's got the ham shack. He's got the ham shack blues. Well, it's one lonely Friday night, and that man needs to rag you. Well, he's as bored as can be. Read every issue of his favorite magazine, CQ. He's got the ham shack. He's got the ham shack some new equipment, but it's not the same. After building his dream shack, he's still feeling the pain. He's got the handshake. He's got the ham shack blues. It seems like a slow Friday night, but just an HT to you. And he's really bored as can be. Read every issue of QST and CQ. He's got the ham shack. He's got those ham shack blues. Well, he's got the ham shack. He's got the ham shack blues. Ah, nothing compares to the perfect.
Okay, Ham Shack Blues. Another song, if you like that song or if you like the other one we played last week, www.facebook.com/hamjamtv. We're going to go to the commercial, then we're going to come back with our guest, and our subject for today.
You're listening to Ham on
We would be
WTBR.
honored if you would join us. WTBR.
Listening to Ham on WTBR.
The Supportive Day Program, also known as the Happy Club at the Ralph Royal Senior Center, located at 330 North Street, Pittsfield, is a respite program for caregivers. Seniors who are facing various challenges will enjoy the devoted staff provides a safe and comfortable setting while playing games, dancing, exercising, attending field trips, and special events. Van transportation is available. Please call 413-499-9346 for more information.
WTBR radar weather for the Pittsfield area. Today, sunny, cold with highs in the mid-20s. West wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts up to 30 miles per hour this morning. Wind chill values as low as 6 below this morning. Tonight, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Cold with lows around 8 above. West wind around 5 miles per hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Thursday, mostly cloudy. Night is cool with highs in the mid-30s. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wind chill values as low as 1 below in the morning. Weather forecasts for WTBR FM are provided by the National Weather Service.
Wonder what happened to those great local PCTV channels? Did you lose them? No worries, they're still there. Go to cable channels 1301, 1302, and 1303 to watch the best local content on television. News and information, sports and entertainment, city council, school committee, July 4th parade. It's all there waiting for you. Pittsfield Community Television. For over 30 years, we are still your local television. WTBR FM is listener-supported radio. That means we depend on your donations to keep the station on the air. All the local content and the music you love requires your support. You can make your donation today at WTBRFM.com by calling 445-4234 or stopping by our studio at 4 Federico Drive in Pittsfield. You'll be glad you did. Pittsfield Community Radio, for the love of radio.
Look at him, he's heading for that small moon.
That's no moon. It's a station.
I think you're right.
Welcome back to Ham On WTBR FM. Okay, we said today we have a subject instead of a topic.
Nice.
And with this show, we're lucky we have the ability that we can switch up.
Oh, yeah.
So it was fun doing the ham radio stuff. Now, the subject is this morning Toys for Tots, which is coming up or is already coming up. And in studio, I have Sergeant Michael Vopal. He was enlisted in 2007. He went to boot camp at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego in 2008. He was with the 14th Marines out of Fort Worth, Texas. The 4th Angelo Co., I hope I said that right, West Palm Beach, Florida. The 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines out of Pasadena, California. And now with Marine Air Support Squadron out of Chicopee, Mass. He's been involved with Toys for Tots since 2012, working with the box distribution, and have worked his way up to coordinator. He is in the Western Massachusetts coordinator, covering Berkshire, Franklin, Hampton, and Hampshire counties. Thank you, sir, for being on the show this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about how Toys for Tots got started.
Okay, Toys for Tots started back in 1947 when a wife of a Marine was like, I want to donate this toy to somebody. And there was no current charity at the time that could do anything like that. So what happened was he went out that year and was able to assist over 5,000 children in the Los Angeles area. Then the next year, the Commandant of the Marine Corps was like, that's a great program, but we want to adopt it nationwide. From since then, the United States Marine Corps Reserve has actually been running this program, and every year it's getting bigger and better as we kind of move forward.
Oh, wow.
And
that is amazing.
And I've heard a lot of interviews with Toys for Tots, and none of this has ever been said, but how did the Marine Corps get involved with this organization?
Well, it's pretty much because, as I was saying, is that it was a major in the LA area that kind of started a small program in that area. Then the next year, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, which is like our kind of the highest figure we have in the Marine Corps, was like, this is such a great program that we want to adopt it nationwide. And for doing that, they were able to put it out to all of our local Marine units, or I'm sorry, reserve units, because they're actually stationed around all the big cities across the U.S. Mm-hmm. They're able to kind of support them from those facilities and start making it bigger and bigger every year.
That is wonderful.
And this is a nationwide thing. And the actual distribution and collection started when?
October 1st.
October 1st. And it goes to?
We talking about passing out the Toys Day, or are we talking about when we actually start the program?
Well, when the collection, people can start dropping off as of October 1st. But when does the collection end, and when do you guys come to pick up and distribute? More how where you when you distribute the toys to the children, and how that all works.
Okay, so we are asking that if we can collect all the toys by December 13th, that gives us about a week or so to actually sort them out and distribute them out to local families. Now, for the box drops locations, if it's in Western Mass, we have our website at westernmass.toysfortots.org. They select the donated toy. They can find all the lists that we have currently registered on there. But also, I know the Marine Corps League out in the Pittsfield area have actually set up their own website where they actually have all the local ones out in the Pittsfield area and the surrounding cities.
So how do the toys get from the Marine Corps to kids' trees on Christmas Day?
Okay, so the families have to go onto our website and request a toy. So them or a nonprofit charity can go on there and request toys. And from there, we'll see it, we'll prove it, we'll say, yes, they're needy, they have a few children, we want to make sure they get toys. Once they request it, we'll see it. Once we have our toys into us, we'll then sort them and then give them a toy or two for the age group that they're in. Then we'll set up a distribution day with that family and or the charity, and then we will set up a time when we kind of give them those toys.
I have one. What age group do you mostly look for in donation?
So we are supporting from newborn up until about 15 years old. The big age groups that we're suffering with right now, we don't have toys really for yet, are the higher age groups for the females and the males. So from 9 and up for the females, and for the males, it's from 12 to 15. Those are the ones that we kind of need more for toys right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And what are the protocols as far as donating a toy? What are you looking for?
Just pretty much a new unwrapped toy. If they can give that to us, we can go in there, we kind of sort it by age group and gender, and then from there we kind of pass it out to what the families request for.
Now let's talk about locally here in Pittsfield, because it is Pittsfield Community Radio here. How many drop points do you have so far here in Pittsfield? I know you said, we were talking off air, said there's a lot of drop points.
Yes. Mr. Keegan with the Marine Corps League is actually handling all Pittsfield for us, since it's kind of a dispersion from where I'm at located every day and where y'all are at. So he's actually, I believe he set up over 20 locations, and I sent you the link, if you could please post that, because I don't want to say the whole URL, but he has a link out there where you can actually go find out each location for them.
Yeah, I'll send that out to them. And the announcement that we wanted to make is that when in doubt, WTBR and PCTV Studios are a collection point for this year's Toys for Tots. They'll have the box set up, I think, out up in the Spectrum lobby or in the WTBR lobby. So we have the fundraiser coming up on next Tuesday on the 19th. So while you're supporting the station, support Toys for Tots as well. We'll have that all set up, and I'm pretty sure that if they're listening in the back, we'll have a promo set up on WTBR for Toys for Tots. I'm glad we're doing this.
I think it would be awesome, to come here for the fundraiser for the bake sale to support the station, but they can also support Toys for Tots at the same time, bring in a toy, go ahead and donate for that. There are a lot of needy children for Christmas time. It's getting close to Christmas, people. Think about it. Come on, help out.
Right, and we talked off and we said the Marine Corps are partnering with the local agencies. I think Berkshire County Sheriff's here, so you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so Mr. Keegan actually works for the Sheriff's Office, and he's also kind of our liaison with the Marine Corps League as well, so he's kind of bouncing back and forth to those houses. I know that he is using the Sheriff's Office to kind of help store the toys until they have the families requested for, they can actually distribute them to them. So I know they're doing a lot for us as well. They're actually helping us pick up toys from different locations as well.
And if somebody wanted to get to him direct, does he have an email or a link or something that you wanted to put out for him?
Yes, I have his phone number. He's the best way to reach him is actually his office number. His number is 413-443-7220. His extension is 1150. His name is Chris Keegan.
So we got Toys for Tots in Pittsfield. How many? I know you probably don't. He has more information than you do. But how many distribution points do you think we have in Pittsfield, including WTBR?
I want to say it's between 20 and 30. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it's about 20 and 30. So I know he took about. I want to say he has about 50 boxes that we gave him this year to set local spots.
And
that is amazing.
Is there a link that you want to put out, a website you want to put out for people who want to check to see where their closest distribution point is, Pittsfield or North Adams, or because we handle most of Berkshire County here. Right. And we've got all kinds of time.
Let me see if I can pull up his the link that he sent me, and I can see if I can't post it out there for everybody.
So while you're looking at that, how many toys on average do you usually receive a year?
I know last year I want to say they received close to about 75,000. Now the problem is though, last year, yes, that was pretty amazing. Last year they were able to support 21,000 requests for toys. This year we've already tripled that. We are approaching 70,000. So we're obviously be asking for much more this year from last year. And obviously this program is only as good as the community wants to make it. So if the community doesn't participate, which I'm not saying they're not going to, it's just you can only make it so good.
This community is good. I've been out here in Pittsfield for about a year. This community really pulls together, especially doing stuff like this with what's going on with TBR and of course Toys for Tots. Once you find those links.
Okay, so this link is kind of long, but I will do the best I can. It would be https://bcsoma.org, be /WP TAC content /uploads /2019 /11 toys TAC 4 TAC tots TAC locations. And then the 4 is FOR, just so it's out there.
And I'm sure there'll be a link. I think I was doing some research in Berkshire County Sheriff's Office. If you type in Toys for Tots in Google for Pittsfield, it'll come up with Mr. Keegan's little web page there, and says he'll have all the donation locations up as soon as he gets them into the thing. The air is yours right now. So anything you want to bring up or anything you want to mention?
The big things I just like to say is that, once again, this is all based on community involvement. So however good the local community wants to make it, that's how good our program can be. I know the big thing for Toys for Tot Foundation is that we are one of the few charities that actually give 97% of everything we earn goes right back to the families and the toys for the children. So we only use about 3% for the overhead, pretty much covering the prices to make the boxes, to get the posters out there, kind of put our information out there for everyone, and maintain the website. Exactly. So it's one of those very few organizations that can actually say something like that, and that's very happy to be proud of that.
And is I know with the Toys for Tots stuff is for Christmas, but during the rest of the year, is there, like, if people want to make monetary donations to the Toys for Tots, to you guys to support this, I'm pretty sure you take them. Yes. Is there some place they can mail them in or send them? Because I know you guys do a lot of work. The Marine Corps does a lot of work to put Toys for Tots together every year. So if somebody said, hey, you know what, I did a little donation thing at Christmas, how about I want to donate some money to your organization? Yes, they have two options. They can either donate it online, and that once again will be at westernmass.toysfortots.org, and go on ways to donate. You can go find a link in there, and it'll donate everything online. And then if they want to mail it to me, if they can mail it to 100 Marine Way, Westover Air Force Base. It's in Chicopee, Massachusetts. The zip code of 01022, and just make it out to Toys for Tots. And in the little comment section in the bottom left-hand corner, if they can write, please, Western Mass Toys for Tot program, that way the money comes straight back to us, and that we don't have to talk to the foundation about where that money went. Exactly. So. And again, we were talking off air, everything that is collected here in Pittsfield and in Berkshire County stays here. Yes, Mr. Keegan's been good enough working with the sheriff office to give us a plot to store them out here. That way we don't have to take everything back to Chicopee to kind of sort and distribute. Mr. Keegan's going to take care of all that for us. That way we can make sure that those children, the toys are donated locally here in Pittsfield, can stay locally in the Pittsfield area. So if you donate something here to the WTBR studios, it will stay here and it will go out to kids at Christmas. It's a wonderful organization. I've done a lot at both ends of Toys for Tots over the years back in New York. I'm not going to bring up because I don't know if you know about the Amtrak problem that they had in New York, where Amtrak, I guess, doesn't want to be part of this anymore. I wouldn't say that. I mean, they've donated so much to us over the time frames that we can only thank them for all the support they've given us. I'm sure they have an issue or a reason this year that came up that they couldn't be a part of it. From my understanding, I think that was last year. Yeah, it was last year. They were still able to support and we were able to do a lot of stuff with them. So just the normal thing that they could do was have a train kind of roll down, going down through a few stations and drop off toys the entire way. I mean, they're still so helpful with us over the years, and they've been great. And we thank Amtrak and everybody involved. And this is kind of good because Veterans Day was Monday. Exactly. Thank you for your service, by the way. Thank you for we have the Marine Corps here in studio. I'm running out of questions. We're just going to fly with the rest of the day. So Toys for Tots, the collection started now. I think the box will be up and running here by the time the on-air fundraiser goes. Bob already has it set up. We already have them set up. We already have them set up. Yes, we do. Yeah, this will go with what we're doing next Tuesday, which is the WTBR on-air fundraiser. Yeah. So when you're coming down to deal with our neighbors here next door, Spectrum, or you're coming to meet us at the bake sale, we will be on air from that lobby right out there next Tuesday. Wonderful lobby at the bake sale. Come by and stop by, say hi, and bring a toy. And actually, I think we have our first donation into it. We don't have the box set up yet, but we went out and bought our first donation. So here's for by way of ham on our first donation to Toys for Tots. Anything else? I mean, you've got the air. Anything else you want to elaborate on? Because I'm kind of out of questions. So I know since you're nationally, can I put your radio station out there nationally? Is that one thing? Is that if they're not looking for Western Massachusetts or those 4 counties? If they'd like to donate, they can just go to toysfortots.org and they can figure out what county they belong to and go through that way as well. So just so it's out there that there's many options to go donate or assist us in our campaign this year. And we're asking for all the support that we can get. Yeah, and it's all started at the same time. So, I mean, I have listeners that are listening on the West Coast now and listening on in the Midwest. So you can go donate to. I think they all coordinate together, and the donations are on everywhere now. So check your local Toys for Tots and donate to them. But I don't have a lot of questions. You want to hang out with us? You can
absolutely
kind of hang out. We can have some fun here. Do you anything you want to?
Hey, Toys for Tots was one of the big donations that I do when I go to the mall. I go ahead every time that they ask, "Do you want to donate to Toys for Tots?" That is the first thing I sit there and go, "Yeah, here's my card. Go right ahead."
It's perfect.
Right at it, right at the front door, right at the gate. I'm like, "Here you go, take it."
Careful with that. I don't want to take too much.
Hey, I always make sure that at this time and during the holidays and everything, even when it's not the holidays, I always make sure that I give to something. I always make sure that I donate to those in need, because we've been there. We've been to the point where, hey, we need some help. We need help out, and we know how it is. I don't want to see anybody else go through that kind of stuff.
Right. And that's exactly why the foundation was around, is that so we can help people and that they can make them Christmas a little bit better, because every child deserves a Christmas. So we just want to make sure that we can get that to them.
In fact, one year I was 16 and we didn't have that much that year, and Toys for Tots was actually donated for me that year.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad I was able to help it.
And then we were able to give back. Thanks. Feel free to hang out. Maybe we'll think of some more questions here. What we got. But back to the ham radio stuff just for a moment. You know me, going through YouTube, I happened to find it. Everybody remembers the Munsters.
Of course.
Fred Gwynn and Carolyn. I forgot all their Al Lewis.
Al Lewis, yeah.
And Lily and all them. So I found this little clip that he did from one of the episodes, and I kind of thought it was kind of cool, because this is what every new ham radio.
English, you can't English very well today.
I am not English.
Did we forget our coffee?
What every ham radio operator thinks of the first time that they actually get on the air.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted a ham radio set, and now that I've got one, I'm going to listen in on distress signals and notify the authorities and prevent disasters and noble things like that. Calling CQ. Calling CQ. Come in, please.
So there, yeah. That's probably why the propagation is what it is. Say our trivia question, which is a little bit late, but we're going to put this out there. W2MFW, Jerry Schatz, billed as Jerry Tucker, played the spoiled rich kid on this popular series. What was the name of the series? We're going way, way, way back.
Way, way, way back, huh?
Way, way, way back. Go ahead and put your.
How far back are we talking?
Oh, we're going like the 60s. This goes all the way back to the 60s.
Where there goes my idea of what it would be.
Do you have announcements?
Maybe, kind of, sort of.
Besides Toys for Tots and the on-air fundraiser for WTBR.
Oh, yes, I have.
What have you got
yes,
for us?
I have two events. One coming up, which is going to be a VE session, which is sponsored by us at Ham On and No Bark. That would be a VA session at 99 North Street in Pittsfield. Bring a number 2 pencil. Bring your ID and $15. This will be on November 16th at 1 p.m. at the Berkshire Bank Community Room at 99 North Street. Again, 99 North Street. Thank you. Next announcement would be the festive preview party celebrating the opening of the Festival of Trees for 2019. That would be and their topic this year is heroes. Awesome. Friday, November 15th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. They will have their Festival of Trees, their hors d'oeuvres, beverages, and everything. There will be over 100 displays there, each decorated in honor of inspiring heroes from Cape Crusaders to the silver screen to heroes living in our own community. And they ask you to incorporate your own hero in your outfit for that evening if you're going. You know, like a memento from your mother, a memento from your father, somebody that you see as a hero. Like I said, those who've been in service, if you want to bring their dog tags to wear, you know, something like that. The museum members are $30 for adult, $15 for children. Children under 3 are free. Non-members are $50 for adults, $25 for children, and of course free for children 3 and under. For those who are looking for tickets, the tickets can be purchased at the Berkshire Museum, or at http://berkshiremuseum.org/hero party. That's where you're going to be looking for the tickets for the events. Thank you.
And you're listening to Ham on WTBR FM, and we are here with Toys for Tots. And Sergeant Vopal is here. He's been gracious enough to spend the rest of the day with us, or the rest of the morning with us. And once again, that we are a collection point here for Toys for Tots for Berkshire County. And
yes,
there's links that I'll get. Hopefully, I'll get somebody in the back to post. If not, I'll post them on my Facebook page, and I'll post them on my YouTube page when this goes up.
Of course, we're going to post it. Of course, we're going to let people know about it.
So, yeah, let's go back and any other little things you want to bring up? We're putting you back on the spot here.
It's actually funny. I've been giving out Mr. Keegan's information, but I haven't given out my information yet. If anyone would like to reach out to me for any information, I have a Toys for Tots cell phone, which I can reach at 413-210-9780. I answer that from 8 to 8 pretty much every day. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out there. Or another way is going to be the Toys for Tots email, which will be chicopee.ma@toysfortots.org. Either way, I can get back to you pretty much the same day. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out off of who we're supporting, age groups, how to regether, anything concerning Toys for Tots. Please feel free to reach out to me.
And yes, please feel free to reach out to them. Let's see if we can start a thing here. See how crammed can we get those boxes that we have in the back when we put them out.
Yes.
We want to see them overflowing here at WTBR Studios, and we want to do that. So November 19th. At the we'll pack. I think the boxes will probably be out way before November 19th. I think Bob's actually putting them.
I know Bob has. I know Bob has them set up, in the front at our reception desk.
There you go.
I don't know if think we're going to put them in the lobby.
Yeah. So right now,
you know how the guys are. They'll figure it out.
So right now, anybody that's listening, that's on the road listening to this broadcast, stop by the WTBR studios. The box is up in our lobby here at WTBR, and let's start getting that filled up. What was I going to do? I have no idea what I was going to do. Yes, I do. I was going to do this.
I have to deal with this every week.
Okay, so space weather. I actually have space weather.
Ooh,
we actually have something
space weather.
We actually have something to talk about.
Last week I had the space weather. Now you do.
Well, you had astronomy weather. You didn't have.
I still had space weather. Darn it!
Because we were just talking
I still
about
had space
Mercury's ascension across the sun. But on November 1st, 2019, breaking a string of 28 spotless day, a new sunspot AR2750 is emerging in the sun's southern hemisphere, and it's a member of the next.
Sunspots?
Huh?
You guys have sunspots after how long?
28 days.
That's a lot.
We're at the bottom of the solar minimum here, and it's.
Yeah, I can hear all those hymns go, oh my God, sunspot.
Well, also the Mars operators, because they're operating on 4, 5, and 6 megahertz on HF, and I know they have a lot of. They have to deal with propagation just as much as we do, because when we do the Mars nets, we'll switch frequencies and we'll switch bands because we have no idea where the propagation's lying. How do we know AR2750 belongs to the next solar cycle? Its magnetic polarity tells us so. Southern sunspots from the old solar cycle 24 have a minus/plus polarity. This sunspot is the opposite, plus/minus polarity. According to Hale's law, sunspots switch polarities from one solar cycle to the next. AR2750 is therefore a member of solar cycle 25. So we're coming around on solar cycle 25. So
you guys are getting rid of what would be the minimum?
Well, we're really, really low on minimum. Really low. We're supposed
you guys scraping a barrel?
Well, we've never had a solar minimum this low, so it's like the curve is like this. We're down here, and the curve is supposed to go back up for our 11-year sunspot cycle, and it's just not happening. So
every 11 years?
Every 11 years. This is the first indication that solar cycle 25 is coming up, which means propagation is coming up, and we should come up a little bit more.
I hope so for you guys. I hope so.
I wish to come up a little bit more because just in the noise last night, I was listening on my radio because KA6LMS was on the air. And for those who don't know who KA6LMS is, that's the Last Man Standing stage. And during their breaks in filming, they actually go on the radios and they make contacts. So we heard just in the noise, I heard them calling CQ out of KA6LMS. So we want to get the solar cycle up there, so that we can actually hear and think. All right, we're going to go to commercial because the hour's almost done.
Hey, we get talking.
We got through this. We're going to go to commercial, and we will be right back.
You're listening to Ham on WTBR.
WTBR.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulty. Please stand by while we look for the instruction manual.
WTBR FM is listener-supported radio. That means we depend on your donations to keep the station on the air. All the local content and the music you love requires your support. You can make your donation today at WTBRFM.com by calling 445-4234 or stopping by our studio at 4 Federico Drive in Pittsfield. You'd be glad you did. Pittsfield Community Radio. For the love of radio.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
WTBR radar weather for the Pittsfield area. Today, sunny, cold with highs in the mid-20s. West wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts up to 30 miles per hour this morning. Wind chill values as low as 6 below this morning. Tonight, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Cold with lows around 8 above. West wind around 5 miles per hour, becoming southeast after midnight. Thursday, mostly cloudy. Not as cool with highs in the mid-30s. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wind chill values as low as 1 below in the morning. Weather forecasts for WTBR FM are provided by the National Weather Service.
Hi, everybody. This is Joe Walsh. One thing I do when I'm not playing rock and roll is get on the air as an amateur radio operator. Also called ham radio, is a communication service provided by ordinary people just like you and me. We have a national emergency communication system in place 24/7, 365. We provide local and regional assistance when any part of the grid goes down. We help fire and police, families, hospitals, schools, handicapped, injured. At community events, sports, races, parades, gatherings, and celebrations, we provide free communications to help people and keep them safe. Find out more about amateur radio at arrl.org/whatishamradio. See you on the air. How you doing? Joe Walsh here, WB6ACU. I've been a ham since 1960. Ham radio's given me friends all over the world who I never would have met otherwise, and it's taught me skills in electronics that have helped me in my career. I give back to amateur radio by being a member of ARRL. Thanks to its members, the League provides support for on-the-air events that give ham so much enjoyment. ARRL is the National Association for Amateur Radio. They are our voice in Washington and all around the world. Be a member. Please join ARRL. Find more out about it at arrl.org/join.
WTBR. Why don't you do the world a favor and pull your lip over your head and swallow?
And welcome back. And she was still talking as we came back on the air.
Hey, you know what? I talk a lot during the break. I try. I do talk on the radio, but I get mic shy.
That's what we do. That's what just translated. As we came back on the air, you were still talking when the microphones were open.
You know what? I get mic shy, so you can kiss my butt.
Wait a minute. You get mic shy, but you're doing a radio show every
I'm still getting
week.
over my mic fright. I have been here since September.
So
leave me alone, mister.
We found out during the break that Sergeant Vogel here is interested in what we do as far as amateur radio communications.
It's very true. It's very interesting with the setup y'all have here and what y'all actually how y'all put everything out there.
Yeah, and we got a VE session coming up. Hint, hint. I know you're busy with Toys for Tots and that, but it's really easy. It's just a 35 question test. FCC rules, and you can take the practice test online and get this. And we have the Navy. I think it's the Army and the Navy have Mars. Military affiliate radio service where we actually work with the government in that. And you have to be an amateur radio license to be in Mars. We have sent messages. We really haven't, but we have the ability to send messages out to the FOBs that are in the Middle East and wherever else they may be. We've gotten messages back from them. We've talked. We've sent messages into DoD, and yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun being a Mars operator, and I'm hoping I have some emails out to we actually get a Mars operator in studio or somebody from the Navy who can tell us about Mars, because I'm sort of into it. You get your radios, your HF radios can be what's called Mars modded, where they give you all the frequencies that regular amateur radio operators are not supposed to go on. The military.
What, you have your certificate for it?
Huh?
You have your thingy for your authorization for Mars.
Yeah, you get a Mars call sign. It's all nice and purdy and everything, and you get your radio modded. We go up on 4, 5, and 6 megahertz, which is what the government uses, and we can get 27 megahertz, which is the CB channels in there. So, yeah, a lot of things. And they have Mars does a thing every 3 months, where they involve the amateur radio operators on 60 meters. Their exercise and the channelize there on 60 meters. They will come and play with us on there for a little while. 6 minutes left in the show. I told you it's a quick hour.
It is.
Let's do the trivia question, and then we can put the last spots out here for Toys for Tots, because I lost the trivia question. So stall. Okay. W2MFW, Jerry Schatz, billed as Jerry Tucker, played the spoiled rich kid on this popular series. What was the name of the series?
Well, you said 60s, so that would throw off my answer, which would be Silver Spoon.
No, it's not even close.
I was thinking, and then you said 60s, and I'm like, then you said 60s, I'm like, well, I'm screwed.
It was Our Gang.
Really?
Alfalfa. Yeah. Jerry appeared in 18 Our Gang episodes and 6 movies. In 1942, he quit acting and joined the U.S. Navy and was wounded when a kamikaze attacked his ship, the USS Sigsbee. After World War II, he studied engineering and retired as an engineer for RCA Global Communications.
Awesome.
So happy belated Veterans Day to all who served, because we weren't on the air here. We only do this once a week. Any last things about Toys for Tots?
The last comments I'll leave y'all with is just the points of contact once again. So pretty much everyone in the Pittsfield area, Mr. Chris Keegan is your best point of contact. He can be reached at 413-443-7220, extension 1150. Or you can also reach out to myself, Staff Sergeant Vopal. My number is 413-210-9780, or by email, the chickapee.ma@toysfortots.org, or also you can go to our website at westernmass.toysfortots.org.
And remember, there's a VE session this Saturday, November 16th, at the Berkshire Bank Community Room in Pittsfield, Mass. Registration is at 12:30. The doors are locked at 1 p.m. and you don't get out till after you take your test. So bring your license, $15, number 2 pencil, clearable calculator, and you can come actually meet me.
You didn't say calculator in there, so aha.
Clearable calculator. And November 19th, here at the WTBR studios in Pittsfield, you can come meet us.
Oh, yeah.
The crew of Ham On will be here at the bake sale, and we'll be on the air periodically.
Come to the bake sale. We have cookies. We have cupcakes.
And we'll be here.
Nice, wonderful sweets.
On the air periodically, all day long, with the bake sale here in the Spectrum lobby, and drop something off for Toys for Tots, since we are a collection point for Toys for Tots, and I'd say thank you on behalf of PCTV and WTBR for allowing us to be
peer pressure. Come and do it. Peer pressure.
To be a collection point here. What pressure? No pressure. Last 2 minutes. I tell you, time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does.
Next week, we will have Will here. He's one of the VEs that I'll be working with Saturday at the VE session.
Are you brain farting? Are you
brain farting? I'm doing this on the fly. And we will be talking about the VE session.
Brain fart.
And what it takes to be a VE. He's also the emergency coordinator for Aries for South County, for Southern Berkshire County. What else? Oh, I like doing this because I'm like this. So here's my little thing I played last week, and we'll play this as we close out. So on behalf of Toys for Tots and Sergeant Vogel, thank you for being here at WTBR and getting us set. And on behalf of me and Jessica, we like to say thank you. It was a fun hour, even though it was cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah.
And you're listening to him on WTBR FM, and we will see you next week. We're going to leave you with Tim Allen and Last Man Standing.
What you doing, Grandpa?
I'm down in my basement watching a football game on a radio.
Now can we do what we're thankful for?
In a minute, come on in here. I want to show you something. Look at this. Ready? All right. Mike, KA0XTT. Just a little shout out. Anybody having a good time here on Thanksgiving?